I guess it's the excitement when you see different things, beautiful produce or some really good proteins or some amazing plates, or you go somewhere and you have an amazing experience, you're like, I want to be able to do that, you know. It gets you excited, and I really love that. It drives you to keep creating new things. My name's Joshua Ross, I'm 23 years old, I'm from Lower Hutt, Wellington, New Zealand. There was never a definite moment that I wanted to be a chef. It's just I always enjoyed cooking throughout my whole life, from watching the kids shows when I was younger and going on the website, getting the recipes, and then going and making the recipes of my mum. I really enjoyed that, and then growing older, just trying out new things at home. So how I got into cooking was I finished school, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I thought I'd approach Logan Brown. So I emailed them saying, hey, can I work for you for free for 6 months to see if I like cooking before I spent the money on a course or anything. And after 2 months of working for them, they offered me a job, and I haven't really looked back since. Working at Bellamys by Logan Brown, we're quite lucky to be at that kind of higher end. We get to use some beautiful ingredients, so stuff like truffles, we get to use them, and long line fish, which is a lot more expensive, but because we can justify it with our prices and our service, it means it's affordable to put on our menu. In New Zealand, we don't have a set cuisine. We just like to use seasonal produce, really great produce, sustainable if possible, and we like working with small suppliers who are really passionate about what they do, because it ties in with what we do as well. Some of my favourite dishes at the moment is the cured kingfish. We get our kingfish from Lee Fish. It's all sustainable, it's all line caught. The flesh has a beautiful texture because it's been treated so well. And we just lightly cured it, served it with burnt mandarin dressing, and then just some other accompaniments and some forage garnish. We do a lot of foraging here, so we'll go out around the Wellington region and forage new ingredients if they're from New Zealand, like native things such as kawakawa, horipito, some New Zealand native celery, and then we've got the other species such as like wood sorrel or chickweed, which a lot of people just have in their gardens anyway, but they're just weeds, but people don't know that. So it's quite interesting using those in your cooking, because you try those different wild flavours and you can integrate it with your food, and it's a point of difference as well, because not everyone can just buy it from their veggie supplier. You've actually got to know what it is and go out there in the rain or the cold and bring it in yourself. Dish I'm most proud of is actually a dish I've never had on the menu. It was a dish I entered into the Pellegrino Young Chef competition a few years ago, which I ended up being a semi-finalist and got flown to Melbourne to cook for 5 of the best chefs in Australia. Some of these chefs had restaurants in the world's top 50 best, and to do that for them and then to come and say it was delicious, yeah, as a 20-year-old chef, you know, you're pretty blown away. I was like, wow, yeah. Lessons I've learned is definitely how to work hard, and just to say yes to opportunities even if it scares you so much, because there's been so many times that I was actually just too scared to say no to a new opportunity. I said yes and it freaked me out at the time, but then you go and you prove yourself that you can do it and you get better and better, and that's how you rise up the ranks. In the future, definitely it'd be a goal to go work in one of the top 50 restaurants in the world. I think that would be something just to prove to myself if I could, you know, make it in there. It'd be a pretty amazing experience.